Hello, hello, and hello. Good day, and good day. Hello, is it me you're looking for? I can see it in your eyes. Ooh, 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 ooh. I'm cracking up. Hello, family. Hi, girl. 7. Ma'am. 7. Chill, little Bill. Y'all, I gotta change out my daggone fire alarm upstairs. That shit sound crazy. Happy Tuesday. See, we gonna start this again. Let me just turn this off because this is gonna do this all day. And they kept doing the same exact thing, but I gotta figure out what it. Oh, it's the refrigerator. That's all. Seven. Yo, she is funny. Anyway, happy Tuesday, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Come on in, say hello, click that link, tap that screen. So today's energy is about clarity after confusion. What felt heavy, delayed, or emotionally draining is beginning to make sense, even if only in small ways. The universe is asking the collective to stop doubting what you already know in spirit. Someone may realize this today. You weren't asking for too much, you were asking the wrong people. That is a real thing. Silence was an answer. You don't have to, explain to anybody anything. Um, Distance was protection. So sometimes just staying away from people is the answer also. Take it how it resonates. There's a strong theme of reclaiming power, not through force, but through discernment. You don't need to explain yourself anymore. Your alignment will speak for itself. Facts on facts on facts. All right, so each one of these things I feel like is going to be broken down to and going into. So, energy shift. Old patterns are breaking. The lesson isn't about fixing the past, it's about choosing differently now. What you choose may set the tone for the next cycle. So, there's a thing, right? Sometimes certain things just can't be articulated in the words, or maybe shouldn't be articulated in the words, right? Um, So let me go back up here because also we waiting for some people to show up. Hey y'all, good morning, welcome, welcome, welcome. It's early, so I'm trying to give everybody a minute while we just having a light discussion because I don't want them having to ask again like, oh, what happened and what we talking about. So I'm trying to give them a little bit of a minute to get in here. But anyway, old patterns are breaking. The lesson isn't about fixing the past; it's about choosing differently now. What you choose today sets the tone for the next cycle. So, messages from your higher self. I trust what feels calm, not what feels chaotic. Affirmation for the collective. I release confusion and choose clarity. I honor my intuition and move forward in peace. All right. Also, let's just go ahead and do some more affirmations because that's going to be the thing where, um, you know, we put that at the beginning and we'll go from there. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Why is this the Brady Bunch? There's a story of a lovely lady who was bringing up something of her own, and this. Hold on, let me see if I can find the words for this. Cause why is that coming up? Um, I ain't heard or seen that in a while, so it may be a group of people. All right, so we gonna do this. Let me go over here because I got your affirmations, but the Brady Bunch, the lyrics. The lyrics to the Brady Bunch. That's crazy. Sorry, I can't provide full lyrics to the song, but I can give you a brief summary of the Brady Bunch theme or help to short. Yes, please. Why you can't give me the lyrics? Let me see if I can find them online. Is the lyrics to the Brady Bunch not online, y'all? Let me go to Google. Cause maybe Google know. All right, let's see. Google, let me know what the Brady Bunch is. The lyrics to the Brady Bunch. Alright, here's a story of a lovely lady who was bringing up three very lovely girls. All of them had hair of gold, like their mother, the youngest one in curls. Here's a story of a man named Brady who was busy with three boys of his own. They were four men living all together, yet they were all alone. Till this one day when this lady met this fellow, and they was bringing up, and they knew it was much more than a hunch that this group would somehow form a family. That's the way they all became the Brady Bunch. The Brady Bunch. All right, so it's a mirror image, a mirror mirroring who was bringing up three very lovely girls. That would be 4 and 4, right? That's 8 is the number. All right, let's take it how it resonates. It's cycles. All right. Karmic cycles or just cycles, apparently, is what we're having a conversation here about. And let's go back over here because we're going to add this to the message and see what this has to do with anything. Okay, let's see if it allows me to add it to the message because shit just be doing whatever it's doing. It's saying network connection lost, attempting to reconnect. But meanwhile, back at band camp, nothing is lost. But it could be meaning something. So if a connection is lost, that means communication. All right. So also what it did was it gave a message and then it took it back. Mind you, that's weird because why would it do that? All right, anyway, let's see what's here. Add this to the message and then let's see what happens because all right, so we're going to do some affirmations today. And And we'll let that do what it's doing. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. Come on in. All right, so our affirmations for today. I trust the wisdom rising within me and follow it with confidence. I trust the wisdom rising within me and follow it with confidence. I release mental fog and welcome clear, aligned decisions. I release mental fog and welcome clear, aligned decisions. My intuition speaks softly but carries powerful truth. My intuition speaks softly but carries powerful truth. I am no longer distracted by what is not meant for me. I am no longer distracted by what is not meant for me. Clarity flows to me when I choose stillness. Clarity flows to me when I choose stillness. I honor my inner knowing over outside noise. I honor my inner knowing over outside noise. Peace is my compass. I let it guide my next steps. Peace is my compass. I let it guide my next steps. And this is about to be it right here. I move forward without fear, trusting divine timing. I move forward without fear, trusting divine timing. What once confused me now strengthens my discernment. What once confused me now strengthens my discernment. I am aligned with choices that feel calm, not chaotic. I am aligned with choices that feel calm, not chaotic. I release the need to overthink and allow understanding to unfold. I release the need to overthink and allow understanding to unfold. The number is 12, and my path becomes clear as I commit to my truth. Thank you. My path becomes clear as I commit to my truth. I choose clarity over comfort and growth over stagnation. I choose clarity over comfort and growth over stagnation. I am protected as I follow my intuition. I am protected as I follow my intuition. I trust myself to recognize what is real and what is an illusion. I trust myself to recognize what is real and what is an illusion. The number is 16. Hey, Lady T, welcome. Thank you for being here. And the numbers that are being given are intentional. So the number 16, important, or which also turns into 7. So take it how it resonates. Each decision I make brings me closer to peace. Each decision I make brings me closer to peace. I allow insight to arrive naturally and effortlessly. I allow insight to arrive naturally and effortlessly. I am grounded, centered, and clear in my direction. I am grounded, centered, and clear in my direction. The number is 19. I'm a 19. So number is significant or important, but 19 also turns into 10 and it also turns into 1. Take it how it resonates. So it's the beginning and the end. I release doubt and stand firm in my knowing. I release doubt and stand firm in my knowing. 20. Significant or important. Mind you, all of a sudden it's moist. I don't have moist hands. All right? It's important. The number's 20 or 2 or 2.0, or I'm about to turn this bitch up. Take it how it resonates. I move forward with a calm mind, an open heart, and a clear vision. That's dangerous. I move forward with a calm mind, an open heart, and a clear vision. All right, I'm gonna tell y'all something. It is composure, keeping your composure. It is also knowing when to do something. They strike while the iron is hot. So, anybody listening, somebody's gonna say, "Oh, she's being messy." Could be. Somebody else is gonna say, "Clarity and knowing." I'm gonna say, "She about to turn this up 2.0 and take it how it resonates." So this could be where you're going, leveling up. It could be y'all thought this was something. Watch me now. Either way, the whole time I've been sitting here, when we were at I release mental fog and welcome clear, aligned decisions. I've been holding back, trying not to be distracted by what I was hearing, meaning myself, having a conversation with myself. So just put a pin in it, okay? Because I got a question for y'all. All right, we're going to go back to the next, where we were, all right? Because the message for the collective, this could be one of those things where at one time, when I went through a spiritual level ascension, for some reason it always takes place right now. And every year I've been able to control it a little bit better than the first year. The first year it was messed up. I threw the match and the gas and didn't care. And I just said whatever was the truth. And whether or not it was favorable for people or not, I just said what I said. And during that time, I didn't understand, and honestly, even still to this day, why it happens now and why it is that, certain people are the target of, said truth. But then I started to understand and I started to really get it. But I'm probably going to throw some more matches today and burn some bridges. And whether or not they, come all the way down, I said what I said. I'm going to stand 10 toes on it. And it's going to be probably Facebook that gets the brunt of whatever this is about to be, okay? Because it's family and friends over there. And so they're probably going to be mad. At least a couple of them going to be mad at what about to say. But I'm going to say it anyway. And I ain't going to care, okay? So I'm going to ask y'all a question so that way y'all can help me. So if you had a said cousin, right? It's family. And this cousin, that was your friend growing up, right? But said cousin probably really didn't like you at all, growing up, because maybe they felt like you had the benefits or the blessing of it all, right? Maybe they think you get things easy and things of that nature. Either way, they had whatever biases they had in their mind about you. And you can tell this because, again, I love when, the cameras is rolling and people are watching, because you can't take it back and you can't lie, right? So we have to stand on the business. So said cousin, I felt like never really liked me. And they may have had good reason, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. Either way, growing up, I liked said cousin. Loved said cousin. I still love said cousin to this day. This the reason why I'm about to burn this bridge the fuck down, okay? So even to this day, I love said cousin, right? Me and said cousin have a friend, or had a friend, because not a friend of mine. And not for nothing, I could have been minding my business, but God be showing me stuff. And so said cousin and, friend that we had a long time ago, I kept telling the cousin that this person was causing friction between me and the cousin. They would go back and say, whatever to the cousin, and they try to slide in as a cousin, except for the fact that, they like eating my ass, okay? So I kept trying to tell said cousin that, and excuse me for the cuss words, okay? Let me just tell you early. I kept telling the cousin that this person was saying stuff. Mind you, anything I've ever said to the cousin, I told the cousin in the face, because I feel like that's what you should do as cousins, okay? Like, cousins are your first friends. Mind you, I grew up with this cousin. So, they done pushed me down off my bike and all types of stuff. So, like I said, whatever me and this cousin had, they had beforehand. I got a brand new bike. She pushed me off of it, knocked me down, took my shit. Okay? So, that's how this cousin has treated me. So, it's the perception and assumption that will do it all the time. Period. Kenyon, and you're correct, okay? Anyway, so I kept lobbying for the cousin, right? But the cousin never lobbied for me, even still to this day. Because, I happen to be minding my business, and all of a sudden, said cousin's timeline comes up, and said bitch is still in the timeline with the cousin, right? All right, so they just having a good time out to eat this, that, and the third. But I have told said cousin that this person talks about them every time they hang out. And I could mind my business at this moment in time, but I'm going to just say that I'm going to say it loud. And if said cousin don't hear or do hear, at least some other people will hear it, because this is what I think. Sometimes you can tell a person something, and if it's said in private, they will make you look like the bad person. But once I say it and I say it out loud, and now everybody else that's attached to it, hears it, and now they look at this person and they say whatever it is, about said cousin hanging out with this person. So I'm gonna ask y'all a question, and y'all be brutally honest with me, right? Would you say what I'm about to say out loud to said cousin, being as though once it gets out into the universe, now everybody else knows, right? And I'm sure said cousin already knows, but the fact of the matter is I feel like I'm probably just gonna do it anyway. Is that mean or malicious? Probably not, but I feel like the manipulator that's holding the strings, that's pulling the strings behind the scenes, which is, that person, I feel like it's all being orchestrated. So if you wanted what you wanted, let's let the rest of the family deal with it. How about that? So, the person, every time they hang out with this cousin, they will go back to everybody else that's around this cousin and talk about how bad their breath stink and how bad their teeth and everything is, right? Mind you, they will choose to hang out with this particular cousin of mine, but everything behind it is only to belittle. And so people grow up, the way they grow up. And some people just don't change at all, period. They will be, messy, and I guess maybe the person's in the energy, so I'm probably being messy too. But I'm going to just take it how it comes. Because why do you always want to hang around with, why would you want to hang around with a person that they think you're dirty? They go around you to talk about you because this person always wants to feel better about themselves than they do. And so I'm going to just say that I know for a fact that the only reason why that person is around said cousin now is because they want a way to try to be messy. And so I'm going to give you what you want, bitch. Take it how it resonates. So everybody in the family should know that when the all right, so I ain't gonna do that because I was getting ready to say the name of the person and the other person, but I ain't gonna do that. But maybe I should, because maybe that's gonna be the only way that these bitches even learn. Like, play with somebody else. Don't play with me. Because I'm always gonna expose this hoe in all types of forms and fashions. So yeah, can't stand fake people. Call them out or move around. Yes, that's the way I feel. So I'm gonna just say this: Kima Davis only hangs around Alicia Custis because literally she wants to belittle you. She's only gonna go back and talk about you. She done talked about you 9,000 times, and I keep telling you. But for some reason, since the time we've been growing up, you just don't get it and don't listen. And I love you, so I'm gonna tell you, that's all she's ever said about you. And it's gonna be another thing. You be smiling and dancing like Diddy all in the video. Meanwhile, that girl's gonna go back and she's just gonna talk about how bad you smell. That's all she ever does. And so with that being said, now the rest of the family can deal with it, because at the end of the day, I'm tired of seeing you, being manipulated. And anytime this hoe wants to come around, because it's like she just wants to, be involved in something. So now you involved, and we'll let them deal with it. Anyway, today's energy is about clarity after confusion. We not confused. I'm not confused. So this is when I told y'all that the energy don't want to deal with certain people, and when you learn, you grow up, that when your energy don't deal with certain people, that's that bitch. And I've been friends with, or was friends with, that person from the time I was 13. I didn't like her then. I said I didn't like her. I told her I didn't like her. My energy did not like her. But the fact that she was around so much is what allowed it to happen, right? She was around her cousin. I was actually friends with her cousin. And then all of a sudden, now I'm around, her, and then it ended up being friends. Mind you, I had a core base of friends that when I moved back to Delaware, that I was actually with. Somehow it became me being an issue, because once this girl came around, it was always messy and talking about people and all types of other stuff. And then it was kind of like, birds of a feather. I would get blamed for certain things because I wouldn't say anything. So even in the process of when I was growing up, and I done told y'all a story about the fact that somebody called me weak, that was the same bitch. All right. I was weak because I didn't want to engage. I was weak because I didn't want to whip your ass. And that be a thing. People fail to realize, like, I don't be trying to create conflict or chaos, not because of you, but because of me. And whether or not anybody think they can or cannot fight, I'll be thinking past the fight. So that be a thing. Anyway, long story short, that's the same chick that basically told me after I took my Shahada and I was being, going through spiritual awakening, that I could have a relationship with her without her husband knowing, because she had actually took her Shahada too. And then she was trying to explain to me how Muslim women be doing this, which anything I've ever seen from Muslim women was always very respectful, very loving, very not that. So what she was trying to do was kind of put herself into a relationship still with me behind the scenes. But mind you, that wouldn't have done anything but kind of messed up my salvation and who I am as a person, right? So anyway, long story short, I kind of still was protecting her even by not using her name in certain things, but fuck her, because bitch, in the process of like growing up and releasing, because we talking about today's energy is about clarity after confusion. What felt heavy, delayed, or emotionally draining is beginning to make sense, even if only in small ways. People will try to pull on your energy or position themselves in ways where I ain't did it, I ain't do it, or throwing rocks and hiding their hands. So this is the same hoe that will say, I don't have social media, but somehow they know how to log into everybody else's account. They don't have social media, but they be using other people's account to log in to know everybody else's business. Mind you, same bitch that when I was going through, spiritual awakening, like I said, this might be the same exact thing. Either way, guess what? Tell the truth and shame the devil. Her and her friend Ramonda calling people and saying, well, she said Ramonda called her. Ramonda called her and told her that I was posting things on social media that was, not really, or, I was crazy, right? So this is how, with some of the people, I was getting some of the messages and information because she was calling me to tell me. But mind you, I wasn't even fooling with her then. It was just her way in. So again, she uses different, avenues and tactics to try to, bring herself into my awareness or into my attention. So let's pray that this be the time that basically she learns to, it's a wrap, sis. Like, do whatever you're going to do in life. Leave me out of it. I'm never going to be friends with you. I'm never going to talk to you. I don't even care to see you. And if Lisha posts your ass one more time, I'm going to block Lisha ass too. And that's going to be the end of that. You going to keep, stalking through other people's social medias, aka, I don't want to use too many more names, but yeah, if Lisha, my cousin, posts you one more time, while and after I done told Lisha that you have been talking about her, after you keep talking about that girl's teeth and her breath and everything else, I'm gonna block Lisha too. And so at this point, ain't nobody going, make no qualms about why or if I'm snapping or bugging or going crazy or any of that. Ain't going crazy, ain't snapping. This is the clarity that everybody wants and everybody needs, because a lot of times I won't, say this. Sounds like people are carrying on things done in the eighth grade while you are so above them. Yes, and this is the thing. But this is why I keep trying to explain to y'all. My energy told me even then, but I was too young to understand or even know what that was about. And this is why I also have said to people, if there were guides or actual adults, spiritual adults that were put into play that would have been around me in order for me to know and understand that your energy is this. This is the reason why you feel this. You can't tell children, like, especially gifted spiritually spiritually gifted children, and that is a thing. You have to explain to them everything. And I told y'all before that I told my brother that I wish I had been paid attention to a lot earlier, a lot sooner. Because if I was, I would have had the right guides and the right teachers to lead me spiritually, to let me know what energy is and what it means. Like, when your energy rejects this masculine or this feminine energy, it's a thing, right? Not for nothing though, this is another thing. My first actual I want to say probably some interactions that I probably should not have had was because of this person. Like, this person is the cause of a few different, I'll take accountability for my own, not knowing or anything else and doing whatever it is that, I want to do. But at the end of the day, y'all do not understand how the enemy has already assigned people, places, and things to your children. They will enter in as friend or, not really, but my energy was enough to know. Even back then, I told her to her face I did not like her. I didn't like her because she was messy then and still messy to this day. And at 50 something, it ain't gonna change at all, period. So at this point, I'm going to just say what I need to say, get that off the table, and hopefully the rat goes and runs where it needs to go. Because this is the match being thrown. The bridge was never going to be crossed ever again anyway. So maybe at this point in time, if I just go ahead and shut it the fuck down and, the bridge is out of service, there is no wood on it, there is nothing that can even catch fire, because I'm not going to do it. So this is going to be the last time that I do it. I address, like I said, anybody page that bitch show up on, I'm gonna block you. And you can be mad or, glad, and you could tell whoever, whatever, she crazy, she this, she that. That girl's a manipulator. And at this point, I don't want to see it. And so to protect my own peace and know that, it's a wrap. The enemy has already assigned people, places, and things to kind of take you off your pathway, take your kids off their pathway, to maneuver you in ways that you may not have even gone if, in fact, you never met them. Also, when y'all talk about destiny swapping and things of that nature, that right there is an example, because let me let you know how even growing up, same scenario, same cars, same this, same that. It's the envious spirit that goes on amongst people. When I got away from that person, like literally I moved, because I stopped talking to her ass for years. When I moved and didn't speak to that person for 3 years, every time, and I noticed even when I was younger, because this is what I did, and I made note of it. Anytime I was away from these people, that particular person, I always did better. Every time. When that person came around or that person started to try to insert their energy, it was always something. Mind you, I got a label that I probably shouldn't even have had based off of being around this person, because they would always be saying stuff to the tune of, even my baby daddy came along and, it kept being a thing where this person is a gossiper. God don't like gossip. I don't want to be around a gossiper. So I left. I moved on. Didn't speak to the person. This is probably going on the longest period of time. Didn't speak to the person. Now, like I said, I done seen the person pop up here, there, everywhere. Sent me a message talking about they dreamt of me. You know what? Every time that person told me that they had a message, they dreamt of me. You know what it was? Always something sexual. Mind you, I'm not even in it. Don't care. But it's a way for somebody to try to insert themselves to take me off my pathway into something else, to the tune of at one point in time, a person wants to have a relationship with you, but they don't want nobody in their family to know that they are that. I'm never going to do anything that has to be covered up behind the scenes or anything else. Anything that I do, I'm going to do right in your face. You want to know why? You ain't got a heaven or hell to put me in. God knows whatever thoughts or anything else is going on. So don't want the relationship, don't want the person, don't want the energy. So I'm saying right here, right now, family, friend, anybody else hearing it, replay it, because then the cousin and everybody else will go talk to the family and act as if I said something or anything else, because at the end of the day, that cousin messy too, point blank period. But again, I love my cousin. I grew up with my cousin. But if she want to pick a side, like she always been picking a side, and it always was that girl, and I'm cool with that, but just know, bitch, that when I block your ass, you gonna be on that island with her for forever, and I promise you. And whether or not you care or not, I ain't gonna care either. And don't tell the family that basically, oh, I'm being a certain type of way. I just stated what the issue was, why we have it, and that's gonna be the last time. So that's what I'm gonna say. Anyway, you weren't ever asking for too much. You were asking the wrong people, because some of these people don't belong around anyway. So regardless of what stance they take, it is what it is. Miss Kelly, we have to believe ourselves the first time, because I'm forever proving myself right. And that's the thing. We do have to do that. And that's why I said that growing up, we don't know. Like, we, as a spiritual being, like, that you have that, but also I was the type that I would hide. When something spiritual happened, I wouldn't tell anybody. So it's almost like when you growing up and certain weird things happen to you, if these kids like me have had people that were able to notice it in you, I say stuff, it's gonna happen. You have to watch your I'm sorry, I kind of messed up my message. I got your message, so you was right. I understood it completely, and thank you for giving it. Um, but I didn't know. So again, now as an adult, I'm understanding how energy works. And then I had another adult come and say that I was the problem, because now I noticed that my energy says, I don't want to deal with you. And it's okay. My energy is already warning me ahead of time to stay away from these people. It's never going to be any good. It's never going to be any better. And they may be good people for whoever they want to be around, not good people for me. My energy don't like that person. Mind you, I done told y'all a story before when I said the person who, because I'm always like giving, right? I'm beneficial. So when they're around me, they get stuff. Life is better when they're around me, okay? So the person was always in a receiving mode. I told y'all that time when I was going through, spiritual awakening, some other heavy stuff, and literally got a phone call behind what they had already said. This person, when they're around their friends and other people, they pull out their bank books and everything else like they got it. But when they come around you, it's always taken advantage of. That person ain't did nothing for me, to the tune of another incident. I ended up the gossip, the manipulation, spiritual, yeah, exactly, period. And I ain't got time for it, because I'm not one to talk about other people's life. I tell y'all about my life because of the fact that this is the only one I got. All right. So anyway, in the process, I was in trucking at the time. I was in Baltimore. And so this was after the time when, everything had changed and everything else. And the person was saying they wanted to have lunch with me, which was fine. But mind you, at the time, God was keeping everybody away from me, like literally in a bubble. So I'm like, I'm close to Baltimore. Delaware is over there. Then, mine. I don't mind. I'll do the lunch. Literally, a message pops up on my phone, which was so crazy because, y'all, I don't know how it was happening, and I'm not going to act like I want to explain how it was happening. But a message showed up. This is what the message said. This person is trying to take advantage because they will always act like they don't have it, but when they with their other friends, they got it, right? Y'all, I kid y'all not. In less than 10 minutes, this girl called me and literally said, oh, I lost my wallet, but I'm going to come anyway. You know what I told her? Don't even worry about it. Never mind. Because how did spirit know? How did God know that was because I'm crazy? Because I'm possessed or whatever it was they was trying to say. But meanwhile, I was getting warnings about these females beforehand, literally within 10 minutes. And then she called and said the very thing that came across my phone. So y'all listen. Trust what you hearing. Trust what you know. Just because spiritually these people not in alignment with whatever it is. And also, this is a person who will manipulate, lie, and go behind the scenes and be doing little, because people know. And the opposite of, we are opposite zodiac signs also, just so you know. I'm a Pisces, they're Virgo. There's a thing. It be an assignment, happening and going along with some of these things. But literally, I was being told ahead of time about the behavior. This person don't know how to, and mind you, I was as growing up, I'm literally saying about to the person, like, you can read everything on their face. Everything. So even when a person feels some type of way about you, they don't realize I can see. This is where I told y'all you have family and friends that'll sit around you and they'll be saying shit as if you don't have eyes, but they'll be talking to each other, tapping each other, doing weird shit. Why are y'all doing that? Because when it gets done to you, you'll be acting as if you're offended, but meanwhile, this is the behavior y'all display. I don't want to be around nobody that is fake and tapping and doing all this extra shit. I'm not doing it. I like peace. And guess what? If I don't get the peace that I want, then I'll create chaos. I'm going to just say it. And then when I start naming names, then I'm the problem. I can do whatever y'all want to do. I can be peaceful or I can be chaotic. However y'all want to handle it. But I'm going to choose it how I want to choose it. So if I wake up and I choose violence, it's going to be because I felt like choosing violence. Not because you try to throw a match and then all of a sudden. So you set your ass in that seat, good. Because what I was actually going to do initially was just write the post on Facebook. And then, everybody would have saw it. And I still ain't, too far away from it. Because, you know, when I be burning shit down, I do not mind burning the whole entire shit the fuck down. And people will say, oh, that's not a spiritual thing. God has angels, that death angels. It's going to be whatever, you know, God says. The message is right here. Clarity. We going to get some clarity around this place. This the reason why. Because we don't want nobody going back and saying, oh, she just snapped. Nope, sure didn't. I'm giving you the warning ahead of time. If I see it again, matter of fact, I might just block you anyway, just because. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, the hell with you. Because I done told you multiple times that that girl ain't got nothing good for you. So, you know, and you can do what you want. That's your free will. But my free will says, I don't want to see it and I don't need to see it. And I'm going to keep her as far out of my energy as I possibly can. All right? Chuck Stevenson, hi, welcome. Thank you for being here. He said, yeah, can't stand fake people, call them out. I read that. He said, we have to believe in ourselves. Yes, believe in ourselves the first time, right? So mind y'all, when your energy says something, like when your energy starts ringing bells around certain people, know that that is it. When they be telling you, and I think that was a passive way to keep you, you can't judge a book by its cover. Yes, I can. When my energy came in and my energy started saying, don't trust that person. And then what did I tell y'all about the radio? It's like the radio station when the song plays over and over again. But with people, they just come around cousins, family, friend, and then they start weaseling and easing because then they start playing on the family and the cousins and saying, oh, well, we should do this and we should do that. And since I know that person don't got no self-restraint because I done told her about this chick multiple times, guess what? I'm going to take it in my own hands right now. I ain't fucking with her, and as long as you fucking with her, I won't fuck with you either. Mind you, it ain't gonna be too far, because, you know what I'm saying, I stay to myself anyway. So it ain't gonna make me no difference at all, period. But now we gonna put it out into the universe so the whole entire family knows, and everybody knows this is the reason. We not gonna let nobody paint a narrative that Ty is anything other than what Ty is. Ty always tell the truth. And whether or not a person wants to admit it or not, that's the truth. Anyway, you're not asking too much. You're asking the wrong people. Silence was an answer. It could be an answer. I'm not talking to you. But you know what they do? Instead of them, you know, not taking the I'm not talking to you, they try to put themselves in position. So that way you have to do something. Well, okay. This is what I did then. All right. So if you're trying to force a choice, it's going to be the one that I choose. All right. There's a strong theme of reclaiming your power, not through force, but through discernment. Like, I ain't got to fool with you. I can discern the fact that I don't want to be around you. I don't want to deal with you. I'm just not going to do it. Okay? So, another thing is distractions. I've been teaching y'all and telling y'all right now, as far as I'm concerned, teaching myself, because when I'm talking to y'all, I'm talking to me. The devil can't stop you. They can't stop me. And they know that. This is the reason why so many people had to come. This is why so many entities and energies attack y'all. Because they know they can't stop y'all. But let me tell you what they can do. Distract you. They can try to insert themselves. So right now, distraction is a test. Not everything pulling at your attention is meant to stop you. Some things are meant to delay you. Insert this bullshit. Insert that bullshit. Insert this guy, that person, this situation, a lot of weird, you know, things. Old habits, old people, old habits, random emotions, sudden doubts, even good opportunities that don't align. They're showing up to see if you'll lose focus right before the breakthrough. And mind you, that one is the biggest test. Even good opportunities that don't align. I can tell y'all about this. So y'all know, everybody knows I do the shop. Like, I'm an affiliate, right? So I do advertising for some people. Mind you, at this point, I have been doing so many advertising. Like, I have advertisers, a lot of them, even in my email and some other stuff, right? Trying to get me to do stuff because they know that once I get it, I'm gonna do whatever it is that I need to do with the videos. I'm gonna just pump them videos out, right? So they see the benefit in me. Mind you, some of the things that they're asking me, like they're saying, here, promote this, or here, do this, or they're texting me and stuff about, like, why would I do that? There's nothing and I don't even deal with that. Hence, one of the things is like let's say in a field that I don't deal with, right? It could be a sport or something. I don't play a sport. I could potentially later, so I nicely decline because I'm just not into that arena or that field yet. Somebody else, because of the fact that it's being offered, and I'll get the product. They'll give me the product for nothing, right? Just advertise, just whatever. But why would I do that? I try to bring my people, the things that I'm using, the things that I like, the things that I love, that I can actually be authentically showing y'all, advertising to y'all, and giving to y'all, like, this is the reason why you should use this. But if I start taking stuff from brands and people that don't align with me, great opportunity. It's a great opportunity, right? But long story short, it don't match what I'm doing. My alarm system is going off like crazy. It don't match nothing that I'm doing. So great opportunity, good opportunity. It would, give me something that I, need right now, but I'm not willing to exchange money for something, or, my brand or myself for something that I'm not going to love to show y'all. That's weird to me. But some people will do it because, and I'm not judging, to each his own. But for me, I'm not going to do that. I have to be able to use it in a way that says, this is what I'm going to do. Even if I do it from the beginning, it has to be something that I'm interested in, something that, is going to help. So that's the thing. All money ain't good money. Take it how it resonates. So they're showing up to see if you'll lose focus right before a breakthrough. Key message: stay locked in. What you're building requires consistency, not reaction. And that's the thing. People will put themselves in places because they want a reaction. Sometimes the reaction they get ain't going to be the right thing, especially when it comes from people like me that I'll just start saying stuff. And when I start saying stuff, I'm going to tell you the truth. And there's a lot of people that want to cover up, things and behaviors that they have and all types of other stuff. I'm not going to cover it up. So leave me alone, please, and thank you. Don't try to figure out a way to manipulate or finagle your ass any way in, around me, near me, or even for me to see you, because I don't care. Stay locked in. If something suddenly feels urgent, loud, or emotionally charged, pause. Your path right now feels quiet, steady, intentionally, not chaotic. And it's the other thing. People don't understand, but, some people that know, and everybody else, it's this, right? It's balance. It is a thing where don't start none, won't be none. The energy you give is going to be the energy you get, right? And sometimes people fail to realize they be thinking they can turn some shit up. Meanwhile, we'll drag it to hell, okay? Because what I'll be trying to tell people is we can go any way. We can go anywhere. Like, that's one thing that I love about me. God will let me go into places that maybe other people not allowed to go because I know where I belong. Like, I'm always with God no matter where I go. So even if I go into the pits of hell to recover, friend, foe, or whatever God tell me to do, I love God. It ain't never going to change. God has gotten me here. So I'm going to do whatever is necessary and whatever needs to be done. So don't play with them type of people. Please and thank you. I ain't got nothing to lose. Nothing. Nothing on this earth belongs to me. I already know that for a fact. Anything that happens to me is because of God, whether or not it be bad or anything else. I told y'all, I sat there. I gave up my best nigga, the thing that I love the most, that I thought I loved the most. And then I found out, no, the thing you love the most is you. I ain't got nothing else. Nothing. So whether or not you looking at house, car, this, that, none of it belongs to me. So whether or not you touch it, you try to attach yourself to it, you're going to have to deal with God for it. It's not mine. I'm just the vessel that was allowed to be able to be steward over it for a time. That's it. That's all. My kids, everything. Everybody knows it. So at this point in time, it's only me. And you can't even threaten me with death, because guess why? This God-forsaken place, what am I be missing? Nothing. Anybody that loses their life at this point in time and ain't got to deal with nothing that's pertaining to whatever this situation is or this shit show, take it as a blessing to me. So at this point, I'm probably not one of them people that anybody should play with, because it just keeps doing it. This recording though. Stay locked in. What you're building requires consistency, not reaction. We're going to keep moving the way we need to move. And if you ain't got to the stage yet where you haven't figured out that you ain't got nothing to lose yet, when you get there, it's so much peaceful, so much more peaceful. And this is the reason why you're not going to let nobody mess with you, enter into, or deal with whatever it is that these people got going on. Because the shit that they thinking in their little stupid ass brain, I ain't got. I'm well beyond that. So them little, you know how they said silly rabbit tricks are for kids? Play with somebody else. Talisha ain't it. All right? Not I, said Ty. So a reminder from your higher self. Discipline is choosing what I want most over what I want now. What I want most is me, myself, my whatever it is that I got to do for the next phase of whatever I am. I'm locating who I am. I don't care to be distracted or pay attention to what some dumbass, at a bar. Like, that's so, everybody's going to be there. Like, that's the thing. A lot of y'all are going to be different because of the fact that y'all are choosing to do something different. When you want to find them, they're going to be in the same place. Them people going to be in the same place. They're not fearless. They're not able to handle the things that you're able to handle. That's why you will do the things that they will not do. They couldn't, even if they tried. So do not look back. What's behind you no longer has authority over you or where you're going. They're not even in the same lane. But for some reason, people will try to think that they even remotely match your energy or could. You could never. They could never. And a lot of people don't understand why, people will burn a bridge. Because I don't want nobody else trying to cross it. I know I ain't going to cross it, but I don't want you trying to cross it either. If there's a stick left, a person will try to figure out how to shimmy across. Don't try to shimmy across this bitch. We going to burn down every fucking thing. And then we going to bulldoze it, knock it the fuck over, because no thank you. And then again, excuse the cuss words. I was doing so good, and I'm going to keep at it. I told y'all. Pray my strength in the Lord, all right? Spirit says, this is not a crossroad moment. You've already outgrown a cycle. Already outgrown the cycle, the people, the places, the things. But it may try one last time to pull your attention. Don't let it. Say what you got to say and move on. That's going to be the size of this. That pull isn't love, nostalgia, or urgency. It's familiarity. And familiarity is not alignment at all. Hey, Abby Grace. Love you. I hope you had a great week. You're not being asked to move in silence. Trust the nudge, because we ain't got to move around in quietness with these people, because who are they? It's ludicrous. Move, get out the way. Like, you can stand there if you want to, or you could try to put yourself in the vision, but every time you're going to get ran over. And period. You're not being asked to move in silence. Trust the nudge. To keep your focus sacred. Like, what these people got going on ain't got nothing to do with you. Now, everyone needs to understand your next step. Not everyone needs to understand your next step. Not everybody not going to understand why I just said and did what I did. It don't matter. I did it, and that's the end. Take it how it resonates. Like it, love it, leave me alone. Either way, protection is active. Protection is active. Actively around you when you choose yourself without guilt. I said what I said. And people will try to, go around that. People will try to, cover it up. People will try. You are not late. You are not wrong. You're not meant to shrink to make others comfortable. Speak the truth and keep on moving. What is meant for you will not require you to abandon yourself. And dealing with these people, that's what it requires. You have to, not say certain things because it may hurt their feelings. You have to not say certain things because they don't want other people to know that that's their true nature behind the scenes. Anything that I do, I'm going to do Anything that I do, I'm just going to do. Again, because God hears me. God, like, even my thoughts. So what I need to lie to y'all people for? That's the reason why I kept telling y'all, even in the process, I'm not perfect, not by any man's standards, but I'm going to do what I want to do. And it's not going to be something that comes out of the closet saying this, that, or third. I sat and I told y'all the relationships that I have had with some of the people that I have had them with did not care. Why? Because why should I care? Love is love. And whether or not, anybody believes it or not, I truly know and understand I belong with a man, not a woman. I love y'all, but I need somebody to lift up some stuff. You know what I'm saying? I love y'all, but yeah, take it how it resonates. Either way, it may not be nobody else's forte, but whatever I did and whatever I do, what I need a lot of y'all for. If you're gonna love me, you're gonna love me for everything that I am, not for me sitting in front of you telling you lies. I ain't gonna do that. So don't have to do that. So what is meant for you will not require for you to abandon yourself. I listen, I trust, I move forward without fear. All right. First and foremost. Now, about the choices that people want you to have to make. People want you to have to do, you have to do this. I don't have to do nothing but what I want to do. And neither do you. Right? So when Spirit says choosing differently now, it doesn't mean making a hard decision between options. Sometimes it means refusing to engage in old patterns at all. Old people, old places, old things, old habits, because this is what people will want you to do. They will only remember you for. It's the person that keeps talking to me, and literally this man don't understand that the reason why I don't choose to engage with you is because you always talking about what used to happen. I'm not there. This is what they will continue to do. Anybody talking to you about what you used to be and how it used to, they don't have no growth, and they don't want you to grow either. They want you to be something, an idea that they have in their head about you. I am 49, about to be 50 years on this planet. 4,900 and da 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 da, and add 50, okay? On top of that. Mind you, this person wants to talk to me every time, like it never fails. Remember nothing. I don't care about that. I have grown. But they don't want you to grow. They want you to be the same exact thing. They want to be able to bring up your past. Guess what? There's a lot of things that I did in my past. I had a good ass time. I'm not going to apologize to nobody for it. Whether or not I was doing it with this person, that person, your daddy. I'm not going to apologize for it. God knows it. Furthermore, why you got to keep trying to bring it up? Like, what benefit is that going to be of yours? I ain't never gave you none. And I'm not going to do it to this day based off of you remembering anything old. I ain't going to do it. And most of the time, like I told you, there's a dude that was talking to me, telling me that he messed with me. And the same cousin that I'm telling y'all about, it was her. When he realized, he said, you used to live in this place. No, it wasn't me. So somehow, because I hung around the same person, and my name is Ty Lashia, my cousin's name is Elisha. He took it because we both hung around the same person, kept trying to make it seem like, and mind you, I told y'all he probably never went back and told these people that no, it wasn't her, it was her cousin. Because nigga, I ain't never messed with you. But for some reason, because we hung out with the same girl, I was getting the rap of messing with this dude. Not my cup of tea, not my type. So even when people used to say, oh, she like this type of dude, this and the third, you can't mess with her. Keep that energy, because that was the case. And so this person saying, mind you, he's talking to me, telling me he messed with me. Nigga, I don't know you. And I ain't never been that drunk, I hope. But mind you, we figured it out because of the fact that he's talking about the wrong Lisha. It wasn't me. It was her. Either way, not gonna do it. All right. Old cycles require you to explain yourself. Not gonna do it. React emotionally. Not gonna do it. Not even gonna give you no energy other than the energy that I want to give. And whether or not it's good, bad, ugly, or indifferent, this is what you're getting. Pick sides. I choose me, okay? That's what I'm going to choose. I'm going to choose my side every time because, that's all I got. Fix what wasn't yours. Can't do it. I can't do it. If it's yours, then you have to be the person to fix it. And people will be so mad at, oh, you can get, I can't nothing. And mind you, even more so going into 2026 or, whatever it is that they trying to say, a lot of y'all better understand that no is a complete and full sentence. Can you? No. Will you? No. Nothing. Because literally, I completely understand that in all of these years since this started, I have been saying stuff to people and people act like they can't hear. Keep that same energy. Don't hear nothing because I won't be saying nothing. I promise you. But don't ask me nothing because the answer is no every time. Or decide under pressure. That's another thing. That's the biggest thing. Decide under pressure. Y'all don't know a lot of the things that y'all be going through in life. People be happy to see you go through some things. They be mad when they figure out that, God already had it in the basket and you was going to be pulled out anyway. Mind you, people fail to realize, like, you know how they say it's a humiliation ritual? Like, they don't even understand that sometimes some things are just done because who's going to step up and who's going to say something. But mind you, a lot of people will talk about something that they think is happening. Long story short, nope, that was God's way of showing me you ain't got none of this to happen. You ain't got none of these people there for you. I'm going to show you it's something as simple as this. Remember, we talked about a share, like, comment, share, subscribe, right? She said, whoops, 100% the same. Something as simple as you didn't ask them for shit. They saw how actively you were doing this, and this. Meanwhile, back at band camp, like I said, again, God already had it in the bag. It was never happening. It was never going to be whatever it was that they thought. But they was happy to think that it was happening to you. Excuse me. They was happy to think that you was losing your life. They was happy to think that you was falling off. They was happy to think that, meanwhile, not even realizing, like, there's nothing on this earth that can be taken from me. Nothing. I don't have anything to be taken from me. I love my life. I love everything that I do. And I'm going to repeat it again. Don't belong to me. Everything is yours, and yet nothing is yours. Remember we talked about that? Earth School be amazing because when you learn it, Earth School is the classroom. Like, we are here, we're all on Earth. This is where we're learning. This is where we're learning people's behaviors. This is where we're learning patterns. This is where we're learning loops. This is where we're learning. Like, if you see me now because of whatever, you saw me then. I was never invisible to nobody. Even when people eating by, like, what I'm saying, want to, peek an eye around. Let's see if she's still living. Let's see. Like, y'all are never invisible to nobody. Y'all already know this. The same people that was watching y'all before is the same people that's going to be watching even after the fact. They was hoping that you was just going to crawl in a hole and die. Meanwhile, that was never the plan. That was never the plan. God's plan was to always show you, oh, you was out here riding for them, but did they ride for you ever? Have they ever rode for you? Did they ever? No. So be mindful. People love to see you put in a predicament, but again, never being put in a predicament because God loves you. Anything that's happening is meant to happen. You are where you are for a reason. To learn. What is the silver lining? What is God trying to show me? That you got you and him, you and her, whatever you and source, whatever it is that you believe in, but there's only one. So whatever it is that you call it, that's all you got. These people was never going to be. So take it how it resonates, all right? And everybody will say they had your back once the deed is done. Once the lesson and once it has been shown, guess what they're gonna say? Oh no, I was there. I just you did nothing. People always want to fake in your face. But this is the universe, this is the world that we live in. So God be showing us in ways that, they can say this, but let me show you. Let me show you something. Let me take you behind the scenes. Y'all remember when what was it? The Scrooge or whatever, the video where they always show you, even, just the way that it goes, how the angels come and they take you and they show you Christmas past, or Christmas future, or whatever's happening in people's places. He said, yup, but how did they make me feel while they was there? Exactly. That's what God be trying to show you. Like, y'all be believing in these people, places, and things. They ain't got nothing for you. And that's not what's been saving you the whole entire time. God has been saving you the whole entire time, because God been moving things behind the scenes. It be your ancestors. Like, literally, they be interceding for you. Like, I know for a fact my grandmom has interceded in so many different matters, and behind the scenes, in front of the scenes, because I had a praying grandmother. Mind you, I can almost guarantee you that that's probably still who be watching, because out of nowhere, a freaking a Bible verse came to me the other day. Literally the same way all this other stuff comes. And this is the thing. I need you to cover yourself. This is the Bible verse that you use to cover yourself. I kid you not. Mind you, let me tell y'all, I forgot to tell y'all this. Same scenario. The Bible verse came, right? Had me in here crying. Because literally what came out of this person's mouth couldn't have came from nowhere but there. When you got praying ancestors, or you got praying people that have passed over for you, that was watching you, covering you in the process, mind you, she know the family. She know how this shit be going. So anyway, long story short, the thing that the person described and what they said, it couldn't have came from nowhere but there. Because it was very much customized. Anyway, so when they gave me the scripture, did the scripture, right? Kept praying the scripture. That's the thing. Pray the scripture over every time. It don't matter, because guess what? They're not going to stop. So this is the scripture. Go with that. Right? And mind you, I just be doing stuff sometimes. So, people be looking at stuff and they don't realize, like, I be posting, I be, most of the time. And sometimes y'all know, right? Because y'all be knowing. Anyway, so it be relevant, but not be what them people be thinking, right? Anyway, so I was supposed to give a message the other day, and I said I wasn't doing it. Get somebody else to do it, because the message kept coming over and over again, right? I'm not doing it. Mind you, I'm in the middle, because right now I'm in the middle of retightening my hair. So, like, and I ain't done with it. It's pieces, but it looked good, right? Y'all seen a part of yesterday, because I didn't make it to do nothing I was supposed to do. Anyway, so I'm saying I'm not going to do it. In the process of me doing it, you got to give the message. So literally the number that they gave me came from, I couldn't stop from doing my hair. So it was with the parts that I had finished, I had to count them parts. That's where the number came from. It didn't come from just, she just made it up. No, I couldn't stop until it was a certain number. And then once that number was met, that's where that number came from. So I gave them the number in that message, right? In the process, I had already said, get somebody else to do it, because I'm not delivering it. These people always kill the messenger, or they'll be thinking, oh, this person's crazy and this, that, and the third, or they made it up. Like, I don't even be wanting to talk to some of these, like, literally. But it just showed up. Anyway, so gave the message. I was obedient, because in my mind, I said, if I don't give the message, y'all gonna give it to somebody else, because I know more people here than just me, right? It has to be you. You have to deliver the message. Why do I have to deliver the message? Just deliver the message. So I delivers the message, right? Y'all, the fact that I delivered the message opened up something else. And right behind that, shit just started moving. Like a door just opened up out of nowhere. And if I wasn't obedient, I don't know what would have happened. But the fact of the matter is I know that didn't come from nowhere but that person got sent to do the thing that happened after the message was given. I can't make it up. That's the reason why I keep saying, like, I don't care what nobody thinks. Everybody can say, oh, you're not supposed to be doing this, or oh, da 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 da. You're not supposed to be doing it. You worry about yourself. I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do, because I keep being shown that every time I do what I'm supposed to do, everything aligns. Everything aligns the way it's supposed to. And whether or not y'all like it or whether or not you don't like it, this ain't your journey. It's not your life. You can shut your eyes. You can turn me off your screen. You ain't got to worry about it. You can disown me. You can kick me out. You can do whatever you can do. But you can't really do nothing. You can't really do nothing. It keeps showing me every time. And the door opened, and it was a person saying to me, I don't know how I found you, but literally I was doing this, and then this happened, and then all of a sudden right behind that, so you just blessed me in a way. Mind you, this is a person that's standing right in front of my face, because they was about to do something else. God told them something, and mind you, I was at the doorway, which the not the physical doorway, but at the spiritual doorway of being in alignment, because I did what I was supposed to have done. And then God just started doing other stuff. Like, literally, y'all don't understand the stuff that happens to me behind the scenes that I don't say, because it's like, it's not nobody's business. But the fact of the matter is it wasn't happening before. Like, it was almost me in my mind thinking, okay, God, like, did I do something, or, whatever, maybe this might happen. No, I had to do it this way, because this has to go this way. It's like a line that has to happen. It has to follow this. But I know you won't complain in the process. Even if you come in prayer and you ask, I know you still going to be obedient in the process. And this is exactly why I keep saying, like, people, y'all keep following what these people keep doing. Like, it is, y'all put more faith in, what somebody else said, and this is where they documented it. But mind you, God be trying to talk directly to you. But y'all believe in these people. And that's everybody. But then they get mad at me because you can't be that. Yeah, I done been sitting here this whole entire time. And, people try to, come slide their way in and do some, weird shit and this, that, and the third. But meanwhile, I still keep being protected every time. But people keep trying it. Either way, get you your own connection. People will try to tell you, in order to do this, you like, do whatever it is y'all feel like y'all gonna do. But I promise you, when I get, conversating and talking right, where it needs to be, I bet you I will not have the same issue that everybody else had, based off of, why did you let these people just tell you this? But meanwhile, I've been trying to tell you, I kept giving you those feelings in your body to let you know that it was either right or wrong. But you didn't listen, because these people tried to tell you that this was evil, this was wicked, this, that, and the third. But meanwhile, look at what they do. It be the very people that be trying to tell you that something is wicked or evil or this, that, and the third. But meanwhile, look at these people's behavior. And that's another thing. You can't trick me. I'm not going to let you trick me. You can't tell me that you come in God's name or anything else. Meanwhile, your behavior behind the scenes with women, children, and just your behavior, your morals and values, my morals and values ain't never been in question. I ain't had that issue. But mind you, y'all be having that issue behind the scenes. I told y'all, kill, steal, destroy. It has a face. But for some reason, y'all act like y'all don't see the face. If you look at who's doing that, it has a face. And mind you, they're doing it to everybody. So I know what y'all probably going to think, but that's not it. They're doing it to everybody. It has a face, okay? But y'all choose to act like y'all don't see it. So I'm not going to sit here and act like I didn't see it. So anyway, why you don't have to choose whatever they're talking about, because whatever they're trying to force you into choosing is their stuff. What's aligned will remain without effort. And some people will say no choice is a choice. I'm choosing God. That's my choice. I'm choosing to allow God to do it. Because let me tell y'all something. When I went through all that stuff during that time, I let God do it. And you know what? I literally sat in front of y'all on YouTube. YouTube got all the information. YouTube got all the goods. Like all the videos, everything is there. Um, I sat in front of y'all and I told y'all clearly I don't know how to choose nothing. Because otherwise I wouldn't have gotten to, in some of the shit that I got into because, you know, when God told me and God sent people, don't do this, don't deal with that man, don't deal with this person. I was still trying to touch the stove because, I like it hot sometimes, hot and ready. Meanwhile, I got sent people to say, to advocate in my favor on my behalf, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't deal with this person. Don't do this situation. And I was like, God, I heard you, but look at it. I told y'all that. So again, I have made some choices that I got warned about ahead of time. I still did it. And I can't say that, oh, I didn't get told, I didn't get warned. I did. I definitely did. Did it anyway. Got my ass handed to me. And I had to stand on it. I still had to take accountability. I stood in front of y'all. I bared my soul, gave y'all all the information, and I still stood on it. So even now, me, the cycle, and I can see it cycling it out, and everything's starting to clear its way out. But everything that happened during that last relationship, that whole situation, I brought it on myself. I got told not to do that, not to deal with that person. If I had took things a little bit slower, I would have probably seen it a whole lot. But, it was what I wanted. And that's the thing. Sometimes the very thing that we want be the very thing that gets us in trouble. Because we don't want to listen. We just want what we want. We like what we like. There's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with it. But you're going to suffer the consequences of it after the fact. So that means that whatever consequence it was going to be, I had to deal with it. And I did. And I am. And so whatever happened in the process, I did it. And that's the part. But I'm always at this point. And so when I sat in front of y'all and I said, God, I don't know how to do it. Like, I quit. Like, literally, mind you, I also told y'all about the story that I wrote and about the thing that I did. When God said, don't want that because that's a devil. And I said, God, the devil need love too. Y'all remember I told y'all that? Maybe if I love them a little bit harder, it won't be, so bad. Maybe if I do this, God said it's going to hurt you. Like, I got talked to before I even entered into the agreement with the person. I said, God, I can do it. I can do it. Because, I'm built a little different than these people. Well, that's what. When I almost died, and when I did die, and when I got drugged to the white meat, and when I became, alive and everything else, and now I'm saying I'm just happy to be here. Meanwhile, I'm out here playing with matches and gas, either way. I'm just happy to be here. So people don't understand that, but it may not be meant for them to understand. So you're not choosing between things. You're choosing yourself by default. And if I'm choosing me, I'm choosing God, and I'm choosing God always. So it may not look the way you want it to look. It may not be the way that, it was designed throughout family and throughout history and everything else. But I'm choosing, and I'm choosing to change some things. And whether or not anybody likes it or not, whether or not I'm on this side and on that side, and everybody, not knowing and not understanding why I choose what I choose. Everybody just took it as, oh, it's under this thing. No, it's under the conversation and the peace that I have between me and God. And regardless of whether or not it feels right or y'all think that it's right, I don't care. I don't care. When and if anything happens to me, you're not going to be able to go and stand in front of me and talk to God and say, we told her, da da da. Yeah, God know. But mind you, same and vice versa. because y'all don't follow y'all DNA. Y'all don't follow y'all actual codes when God is telling you something, or when God is saying this ain't right or that's not right. Y'all take that as it is something that is not right, and it has to be, my mental health being questioned. That's cool. But even with that, when y'all go out through history and people's mental health has been questioned, and now y'all finding out that all them people was correct, and the people that needed it covered up, they lied. And y'all was also on the force that said that these people were this, that, and the third. So now y'all got that on y'all conscious too. I hope y'all know. Because remember, the conspiracy theories, the theorists, and those people were always the ones that were wrong. Mind you, everything that has ever been said that y'all was, laughing, it's a quack. Now y'all finding out that the quacks were correct. So guess what? Who's the problem? It's like what I said about if God showed up right here, right now in this realm, y'all would try to get him going, because ain't no way. Y'all believe in God, but y'all don't believe in God. Y'all gonna call him everything but God. Y'all gonna call him every foul name, everything except for God. See, there we not the problem. And definitely not. But again, guess what, Majestic Grace? You hear what I say all the time. I'll take it because I can handle it. So blame me. And after you blame me, now I'm going to go this way. And now what? Now you're mad because I left after I took the blame. Like, oh, she can't just take the blame and just go. Yes, I can. Let me go this way. I said what I said. You didn't like it. And I'm going to go this way. Now you're mad at that. Like, they are never going to be happy with nothing. That's just the way people are. They can't be happy. But they like to be happy with the fake version. Mind you, it be your own people that'll sit around you and talk about you like a fucking dog, and then act as if you should want to come around. My energy tells me you don't like me. My energy tells me that you're not right. Nothing in me is going to make me feel like you are right, because my energy already knows. So I'm going to believe what my intuition and my energy is saying, because my energy never failed me, but y'all people have. All y'all do is sit around and gossip. Meanwhile, you gossip in the name of who? God don't like gossip, but you gossiping a whole lot. I did on Thanksgiving, repeated their narrative and left. I mean, but sometimes it be going in, you be going in there because God wants to make sure that you see. And so don't even take that as a failure. Take it as elevation, because I told you what happened on that day. Literally, it was people giving eyes, and it was before I would just ignore the fact that people giving eyes. Now I'm asking people, well, what you gotta say? Because while you giving this person eyes, what you gotta say? Tell me what y'all eyes just did. But most of the time, they ain't got nothing to say. They be so, bad and everything else, but they ain't got nothing to say to you. They just secretly be, wait, eyeballing this cousin or that person and this, that, and third. But they ain't really got nothing to say. Because when you ask them or you call them on their stuff, all of a sudden, it's silence. Oh, it was nothing. Yeah, what you say? Like, I got eyes too. I done had eyes for a long time. I know when you look at this person, when you side eye this person, you was talking about, me. Something that I did triggered y'all to do that. So what was it? Let me in on it, so that way I can go ahead and break y'all down right now. So that way you ain't got to do that eye thing. So that way you ain't got to be fake to yourself. Mind you, what I also told you. Stop eating with people that y'all don't like. That's another thing. We just have to get to the conclusion. I don't like you. My energy don't like you. And that's okay. My energy knows whatever it is about you. Because now you go eating around people that you don't like. Now you're messing with your digestion. You're messing with your life. You're messing with your health. Why are you continuing to be around people and eat with people that you do not like? Don't invite me nowhere when you know you don't like me. Because every time I get invited and I decide, my spirit tell me to go, and you start doing some weird ass eyeballing stuff, either you gonna answer me when I say what you say, Or we gonna start throwing hands, period, point blank. And whether or not you beat me or not, because guess what? You can't beat everybody. You gonna have to beat me every time, because I'm gonna be asking every time. So that would now allow me to know that I'm not gonna come, because I don't want to be fake. I don't need to sit around you. My energy is peaceful enough to know that I can find my group, my people that, ain't gonna be side eyeing and doing that weird stuff. Because, I entered, and now you got to make yourself feel like I don't got time. And I'm not going to act like I want to have time. Because it ain't going to do nothing but do something inside of me when I don't check your ass. And now, my spirit is all congested because I ain't say nothing to you. No, we just going to do it right here, right now. What you got to say? And like I said, it ain't because I'm bad or I think that I can't be beat up or any of that. It's not because of that. It's because I don't want my spirit congested. And my spirit said, check your ass. My spirit said, ask them what they said. My spirit don't like fake. So spirit is removing false urgency. Anything that demands an immediate answer right away is now likely tied to an old cycle. They're trying to force you. And mind you, even when people are trying to do that, you can acknowledge it, you can note it, and you can say, I ain't having the conversation. You're just not going to understand. And that's it. That's all. It's not to be better than anybody. It's not to be anything at all. Period. It's just not. It's just, we not the same. And that's okay. And that's the problem with a lot of situations and people. Like, you got to be the same as them. Or I have to, like, no, we don't. We don't have to be the same. We don't have to believe in the same thing. You can believe in what you can believe in, and I can know what I know. You can know what you know. But I don't have to agree. Like, once it starts doing that, I'm out of here. Not because I don't want, because I already know what I know, and I'm not going to let you trigger me into, because now it's going to make me not like you. Because my energy saw that you did that. And regardless of whether or not me as the person responds, in a way that is either a great answer to you or not, my answer is my answer. And so I'm learning also in the process of that, stand on that. That's it. That's all. Don't force nobody into having no conversation with you, this, that, or third, because you don't have to. It's okay. They're different from you, and they're understanding. Like, people don't have to understand you. And you don't have to understand people. Like, why do people feel the need, like, that I gotta understand what you're saying or what you're doing? You don't have to. You can go left or right or whatever it is you're gonna do. Like, I don't know what has been put into people to where it is a thing like, I have to figure out how you work. You're never gonna figure that out. But that's the way people are. And that's the way everybody has been conditioned. You have to know the ins and outs of the way a person is. Now, well, if y'all was going to know that, y'all would figure out why people just run around here doing this weird stuff that they doing to them kids. Like, figure that out. And why nobody's saying nothing. Why everybody is complacent or not really, like, we see it, we hear it. Like, in a real world, in a real reality, when you do stuff like that, everybody should be up in arms. I don't care who it is. I don't care where they're sitting. In a real world, in a real, like, you are supposed to protect the women, the children, the elderly. Ain't that in y'all good book? But mind you, it's not being done. So they want you to believe in this, but mind you, they're not doing none of the stuff that they're saying. So collectively, I feel like if you can hear me and we talking and the thing is being done the way it needs to be done, get them going. The whole entire system, period, point blank. Because are we in this or are we not? Or they gonna get y'all going or us going. Take it how it resonates. But sooner or later, there's going to be something that happens that is just going to trigger the whole entire whatever it is. Mind you, I feel like people don't even know. So when something just triggers it from by itself, right? this is what I think, and nobody got to believe me at all, period. It's going to be a frequency that triggers it, right? Because that's God. God is a frequency.
Yeah, it's a Christmas present.
Now, if you don't want to hear a frequency, then maybe you should leave now. I'm going to just tell y'all, but this is a frequency, right? Mind you, when I heard the frequency, it instantly triggered my body. So, this is the thing. Listen to this. Now, if you don't want to listen to a frequency, I'm telling you right now, leave. Now, depending upon how you listen to it, right? And I'm going to tell you the reason why I'm even saying that. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to play it again. Because this time you're going to think about it. All right? So, depending upon how you listen to that frequency, it triggered your body. And how many of y'all got triggered by that? How many of y'all, it did something to you, period? Now, if you breathed a certain type of way through it, it did something else. So this time, be mindful of your breath that you're taking in when I play that, okay? So I'm going to play it again. So those are the monks that are walking right now for peace. And so what they did was they stopped to pray for a baby. This lady had her daughter that's sick, and they stopped praying. They stopped and started praying for her. So one started, and then they chimed in. But as I was listening to it, I noticed that it started lighting my body up, like literally. But I also noticed when I breathed, it literally put the frequency into a different area. So the next thing that I did, I replayed it again, and this time I was mindful of my breath. And it did like lit it up even more, because I didn't realize that the first time I was doing it and it started lighting me up, my breath that I was taking was short. And so depending upon whether or not it was an inhale or an exhale, it was also creating a stop inside of the frequency, but it literally did all the things. And so when you are being activated, I told y'all it was an activation. And so certain things, you never know what's going to activate you or not. That's why I said, if you don't want to hear a frequency, leave. Because you could be now getting ready to be activated in a certain type of way, or ascended in a certain type of way, or taken through something. But anyway, long story short, why the hell do y'all think that they got rid of all the bells or the things of that nature? Why does it sound like when, because I don't know about y'all, I listen to the Quran sometimes when I go to sleep, right? And since that time, when everything was happening, I would listen to that. And it would do stuff to me. I would get the best night's sleep. It was almost like sleeping at God's feet. It's the sound, it's the frequency that that it's done in, right? But mind you, it also threw me to this. They say that and they means the Christian people, the horns, the four horsemen, and the once the trumpet blows, or when that frequency goes off, right? So people don't even realize that if that is the case and you believe in that, right? Or that is a fact, because you can believe it, you can know it, it could be whatever, right? When that sound comes, it's going to do something inside of your body. And it's going to make you either think something, it's going to activate something, or it could turn something off. Excuse me. Mind you, long story short, they have been playing with that. And you can go look it up yourself. Your people that y'all, sits in those places, they have been playing with the frequency. They also, did certain things to make people feel some type of way. Some people have gotten sick via their frequencies and things of that nature as well. And so there's a lot of people who, in this world, and they'll say, well, this is, they only strictly believe in what was written or what was given to them, right? Which is kind of alarming to me, because you can sit up and you can say that certain things are written or rewritten or doctored up in a certain type of way, and then you'll still believe certain parts of it, but you also will act as if you don't think that a person could try to manipulate the system. And to me, I'm gonna just say that what I feel even on that is that you may be able to, get to heaven and tell God that, you only followed this. Like, this was the book, God, this is what they gave me. They said this was your word, da 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 da. And then God say to you at some point in time, but you didn't hear me actually actively speaking to you, directly to you. Why did you think that it had to be done this way? That could be the message or not. So in that case, if that is the case, right, and then God says that, that means that now you're being held liable because of the fact that you didn't seek. You didn't go look for yourself. You didn't actively chase God for God the way that, it was actually supposed to be being, or it was the way it was being given to you. You literally just allowed these people to regurgitate what they wanted you to have, and that's all you ate. And to some people, that's okay. Because little do y'all know, the reason why a lot of people have not done anything, or the reason why a lot of, because most people are waiting for a leader. They're waiting for somebody to come and say, this is how we get it together. Even though in their mind they can see where, this is wrong, and this is why I'm saying, like, for me, I can see that all of these things are wrong, right? But also I know that I done said in front of y'all have to fix y'all problem. So the people who are now dealing with the situation and facing the brunt of whatever's happening, y'all have to be the forefront of whatever that is, because y'all have already been being told. So to me, when whoever that is and whoever y'all are actively decide that enough's enough, and y'all do the very thing that sparks whatever has to happen, then you will probably get the help that y'all are looking for. But you can't ask the people that have always been already trying to tell y'all something that y'all were okay with it happening to, or y'all were okay with, as long as it's not you, as long as it's not, and sooner or later, it's going to be actually you too. So we're watching it and everything else, but mind you, we already know. Everybody already knows. And it's not even that. And that's what I keep saying. It is not a color, because as long as I can keep the colors arguing, white, black, Chinese, da da da, as long as I can keep y'all arguing, y'all not looking at the real issue. And the real issue is that can't be a person, that can't be people, because people love people. People are trying to take care of people. Only the real enemy is not trying to take care of the people, not trying to take care of the babies, not trying to take care of the women, the children, the people that, they wrote in that book that you're supposed to take care of, that you're supposed to love. So until that happens, I mean, we're going to have to keep going to God about it, because, and mind you, that's where a lot of us have already been. Because like I said, I had a praying grandmother. And so I know that her coverage, or her watching, or her basically even at that time over her children and her talking to God was, her protection. But during that time, because that was many, many years ago, it just was still the same exact way. But a lot of people are awake. A lot of people are, we woke up in a system. And that's also a funny thing too, because the people, like I keep saying, are awake. They are awake, but when we woke up in a system, an algorithm, it still has walls. And what's that? Y'all know that game? I think it was it Tetris? There was a game that they made back in the day, and it was, they put a little thing right here, a little, and the ball would bounce off of the thing, and it would move back and forth, and you have to make sure that you bounce it off. But if you miss and it was too far, it would fall into the pits of hell. So now you woke up in a system that actually has boundaries and walls. And so it's being monitored by not even a real person. And this is what I'm telling y'all. People love people, and people are trying to take care of the people. That system is, I want to say mechanical, but not mechanical. It's digital. It don't care about you. You are a number to that system. So we woke up in a system that is a number. And it's not monitoring based off of feelings and emotions, because they're trying to take the humanity out of a situation. Hey, Raina. And once you take humanity out of a situation, many, many years from now, we're going to get the brunt of what that has actually done. And so we got to figure it out now, because now is creating history. And if we don't figure it out now, then those little people that y'all were supposed to love and protect and everything else, we all failed them. And then if you believe in reincarnation, guess who the we are? It's going to be you, again, under another system that is going to be even worse than this system. So for everybody that believes in reincarnation, that is not doing anything, mind you, them kids are getting smarter and smarter, waking up. They're telling you who they are. Some little kids, I done seen them coming in, and people are saying, oh, that's this person, the great something, something. Y'all are going to wake up in a system that is a lot worse than this one. And mind you, we are the people who did it to ourselves. So if you don't believe in reincarnation, don't you worry about it. You know what I'm saying? Just when we fail the system right now, and then everything, you wake up and it's fucked up again, know that we did it. So do with that information what y'all will. I allow what aligns to say and what doesn't to dissolve. I do not force decisions. I trust divine timing. The God's going to flip a switch. That sound, that trumpet, that horn, whatever that is, because I love God and I know God loved me. So I know that when it is time and that switch does get flipped, God already got it in order, because I already said to y'all, God's timing is real. God is in control. But also, if you're not actively doing what you're being told to do, then you are failing the system and the God that you're claiming that you so believe in. So I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna leave it at that, because again, the people that keep saying that kill, steal, destroy, it has a face. It has a face, and they do a lot of things in the name of God that, if you're actually actively connected to God, you would never do that. You would never do that. So go with that. Deal with that. Take that with you. Put it in your pocket. Do with that information what you will. At the end of the day's going to end. Everybody going to do what they ever have next. Okay? So I love y'all. And yeah. If a bridge to be burned, burn it. If something needs to be said, say it. If God is telling you to, move it on through and, take the whole ship down, do that too. But also know that you're talking to God. Please and thank you. That's the other thing. So, like, know God's voice when it's happening, and don't let nobody else tell you that they know God's voice more than you know God's voice. Because if they know God's voice more than you know God's voice, then you're not going to be able to get the skeletons. Those skeletons that they be having in their closet shouldn't be falling out. Okay? Because and I know, GD. What would God do? And God surely ain't gonna be out here,